Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hustling Muscle Show, and we're going to be having an exciting session today. And I am going to be joined by Dr. Mukherjee. Let me see if I can add her. I hope everybody is doing well this evening. And yes, we're talking about fitness gadgets, AI, and so much more. So this is going to be a very, very interesting session. Let's take a point of view of what she thinks about fitness trackers, what she thinks about the AI apps and everything. And I can see her. Let me send her a request. And I have sent her in us any moment now. So I think Pongal is going to be starting. I think everybody is gearing up for that festival. A long session that would be. And I can see Juvenate has also come in. And I'm waiting for Dr. Mukherjee to just accept. And I can see Dr. Mukherjee. Good evening, Dr. Mukherjee. Welcome to the Hustling Muscle Show once again. I hope you're doing well.
Yes. Hi, good evening. How are you
Good
doing,
evening.
Pratik?
Well, I'm doing very well. We're gearing up. Pongal is going to be coming here. It's going to be a long festival. I think from tomorrow, the festive season starts here. So I just hope everybody follows the safety precaution and yet enjoys their festival. So I'm just hoping for that. Though my gym is going to be closed for the next 3 days. So I'm a little bummed about that.
Oh,
So
okay. Here, gyms have been closed for like a while now because of the lockdown. So,
yeah, we were having 50% capacity. So we were managing. Yes, Gauri, you're logging in through. That's my new look, temporary look till the beard grows back. So I thought before the saloons go for a toss, let me go and get groomed. So Dr. Mukherjee, I was telling the viewers, I was telling everybody, we are talking today about AI. We're talking today about fitness trackers. We are talking about apps. We're going to be going in detail. We want a professional. We want a professional understanding of what your take is. We have been having these discussions off and on. So today, let's have it. Let the viewers listen. Let's see what you can tell them, because I'm sure you're going to give them immense knowledge on this. So let's hear your viewpoint. Okay,
okay. So,
AI.
AI, I feel, yeah, yes, go ahead, Pratik. Sorry.
So as I was saying, AI gadgets are everywhere. Okay, and their job is to make life easy. We say a voice command. Okay, play me this song. Okay, give me this recipe. Okay, give me this. And so on is AI's job. And these gadgets surely do help us. Even I wear a fitness tracker because it helps me tracking my fitness. It helps me understand how much I've burnt, what have I done, what have I not done, how much more to go, and so on. So yes, it is helpful in one way. So before we start, let us understand what are the positive takebacks from these fitness trackers, AI trainers, and gadgets.
Okay, so AI, I feel, has absolutely revolutionized the way we look at fitness. We have so many things available for us. We have fitness trackers, we have smart clothing, smart yoga mats, all of these things which are very cheap. They are very accessible for people. They have made it working out at the comfort of your home very easy. And all of these, they go ahead with different marking techniques. We also have AI apps or AI personal trainers that are providing fitness, the exercise that you need to follow at home, your workouts, day to day, what needs to be done. So all of these, they follow different markings, the skeletal marking, contour marking, and modeling marking to basically be able to understand your body and to go ahead with exercises along with that. Okay. We also have apps which give us personalized diet charts, very similar to a dietitian or a nutritionist, and people are able to get it very easily sitting at home. And the best thing is about the comfort with which we are able to get it. Like, you're working throughout the day and you want it in the evening or you want it late in the night, you're still able to get on the app. But then again, with any other media interface, there has been a lot of difficulties that people have been experiencing while following workouts or exercises with an AI personal trainer or following a diet that is similar to this. So there are a lot of difficulties people have been complaining of.
Well, that's sure. Everything comes with a flip side. You have your positives and negatives. Now, moving on to yes, Zaria, you are pretty much correct. We would be coming to that point. So hold on, Zaria, we're coming there. Okay, now you know the Nocebo effect. You know what that is. I'm sure you're going to explain it to everybody. At times they say the wearables, these gadgets are like a nocebo effect. You're wearing a nocebo effect. You know, here I'm quoting what nocebo effect means. It means I shall harm. You know, I give you my example. I have seen this myself. At times, these watches or these trackers, they tend to give you a very, very negative feedback. And that is what they're trying to say, you know, when they compare it to the nocebo effect. I remember when I used to do my 10K runs and I was trying to push myself. So obviously I was getting there. So there were points where I would stop, walk a little, then again start running, and the watch would say poor performance. And I would be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm sweating it out, I'm pushing myself, I'm huffing and puffing. You yourself can see how my heart rate is, but still you're saying poor performance. And you're taken back. You're wondering, is it worth wearing this? So it's like, you know, being put into your place by a fitness tracker. So, you know, such a thing can demotivate you at times. What is your take on this? And if you can explain a little on the nocebo effect, I know you'll have your magic words for that.
Okay, so basically, any kind of negative information that we receive from the environment can completely change the way we perceive things. There was a study done as old as in 1961, which suggested that the pain perception could increase. Okay, how much pain we feel could increase by what inputs we are getting from the environment. Okay, so we need to understand that these trackers, as well as regular doctors, can have a huge nocebo effect. Okay, for example, I'll give you like my personal thing. What I do is I go ahead with wearing my fitness tracker and I go to sleep. So there are days that I wake up and I feel really comfortable, quite good, and I feel like I've had a great nap. But then I look at my watch and it shows that I've not had such a great nap. So what happens is I feel very anxious, or I feel like I should have done better. So the entire day already know that I'm not going to be doing a great job because I didn't have such a good sleep. Now, a similar situation happened with one of my clients as well. Who was actually constantly like, she gets really anxious very quickly, and she kept looking at her heart rate and it was going up, and she kept looking at that and it started going up even more. So then she called me up because she's in the US. So she called me up late in the night and she was like, Dr. Ria, what am I supposed to do? My heart rate is going up. I can see it in the tracker. So what we need to understand is more than these things do good for you. I mean, they were obviously built to, get us on our fitness track. That's why they're called trackers. But what they started doing was actually getting us more anxious or depressed. Even like very commonly seen in social media. Social media was supposed to be great. You are connecting with other people, but you are constantly comparing yourself to, others. Now, what is happening in the tracker is also your comparison to others. Everybody walks 10,000 steps, so you should also be walking 10,000 steps. Everybody does a great exercise. Everybody runs well. So the day that you don't get to perform well, you are not given, like you're told that, okay, that's like very, bad performance by your tracker. Now, the good thing is that even see, doctors also have a nocebo effect. Like a lot of times my clients have told, I have a neck pain, back pain, and they've gone to the doctor and doctor's like, oh, you have neck pain, you cannot drive, you sell off your car. I've had clients like that also, like you can't drive, you can't sit, you can't work, people have left their jobs. So what happens with doctors and how are they different from AI is that doctors can actually learn and evolve. So that is why we go ahead with recent evidence or recent research of the highest level evidence, and we keep updating ourselves with what can be done. So we know that we can go ahead with, keeping the knees, let the knees cross when we are going forward with squatting. Now that has come with years of research. Initially, doctors thought that that couldn't be done or we couldn't train that way. Okay, so this kind of regular research and training is not being given by the AI because the AI is obviously not going through current research that is happening, right? The second thing is that the AI will not be able to motivate you the way a person can. I mean, when I am going forward with my fitness clients, and so my clients are a little scared of me, they're scared of canceling on me, or they feel like they're going to let me down. They're not really scared sometimes, but they're really they feel that they're going to let me down if they miss their session. So that doesn't
Maybe
happen.
it's for the smile, Dr. Mukherjee. Maybe they don't want to miss the smile. That is why they don't want to cancel it.
So what happens is when as a person you are able to employ human psychology, I am able to motivate them better. I tell them that you should not be missing out on sessions. So it's hard to say no to a person. It's easy to say no to a machine. So that consistency of exercise, like, I will do it tomorrow, I'll do it Monday, let the watch keep saying whatever it has to say, sort of thing, that happens with when we are dealing with technology, right? It doesn't happen when we are dealing with people. Another thing is that whenever we are having injuries, the AI might not know anything about it. Or the best thing, that AI will not be able to spot, when you're doing an exercise
Absolutely.
like your fitness coach or your trainer does in the gym. I mean, there's only so many things that the AI can do. So I think that in these things, the a personal touch, a human touch
It's
by a
very much
fitness
important.
trainer, yeah, it's really, really required. Yes.
Everything, this is my thought process. Everything cannot go on to technology. Everything cannot become, you can't have AI for everything. That personal touch, especially when it comes to a service product like fitness, is very, very important, especially when it comes to motivating, understanding, talking. A trainer can at times just talk to his client in between that set, when he's down and out and trying to push more weights, that makes such a big difference. Now, moving to my next question. Okay, I have been seeing fitness trackers for a very, very long time. I think in the last 1.5 decades is when people have started buying, and these have become the most wearable things, going into a $1 billion market. But since I have been in this industry from early 2003, 2004, I remember the first fitness tracker. It was not available in India that easily. It came from abroad. And I remember that time you just couldn't just wear it on your hand. You needed to you had a separate a belt which you would put on your chest, and that's how the entire reading would go. So that's when I have been tracking fitness trackers and been seeing fitness trackers. Now, one thing that I feel is our people at times don't know how to use it. What I mean to say is they tend to push themselves a little too extra, because I remember there was this particular client who would keep looking at his tracker, and every time he would see his heart rate come down, he would just increase the speed, though he's huffing and puffing, and you can see he's hardly being able to push himself, but he's trying his level best. Why? Because he wants to keep his heart rate high. So, I ask you that, is this right? And moreover, do you think, is this safe, this kind of practice? And are these readings accurate or not?
Okay. So basically, all of these readings, mostly all measurements, are an estimate. Even when we go forward with a blood test, we get an estimate of how much our regular hemoglobin should be, which has been seen through research. And you know that when we are going forward with measuring our muscle, like during research purposes or checking your gait, you have gait analysis labs. There is a reason those machines are that expensive, because accuracy comes at a huge cost. So we cannot think that the watch that we are wearing or whatever wearable smart gadgets we have, they are going to be as accurate as the readings that we are getting from, these gait analysis labs or these expensive equipments, right? So what we need to understand is whatever we have is an estimate. For example, our maximum heart rate, usually people use a very simple formula, 220 minus your age. Okay, but it's not that simple. How the maximum heart rate is actually calculated is you do 3 full speed sprints, and then you stop only when you reach the max and you cannot run more than that. So then you take an average of all of those 3 heart rates, and then you find your maximum heart rate that you are able to achieve. Okay, so it is so complicated. I mean, without assessment, we can't even find out how to calculate our maximum heart rate. So let alone exercising in it. Okay. Secondly, it has had like a good and in a way a terrible impact on the way people perceive fitness. Like people have started to look at it like work. I have to finish my Excel sheet today, I have to finish this meeting, and I have to finish 10,000 steps. So people have started to look at it like a job. So people are walking more. But in this 2016 study on the psychology of well-being, we found that people are not that happy or enjoying the exercise that they are doing. That means that people don't look at it as an enjoyment or some way in which they are, improving their health. They look
It's
at it
become a
like work.
task. It's become a
Exactly.
task.
And we don't need it in a world where we are trying to do exercise to reduce stress, right? It should not feel like another stress to our body. So what is happening is people who are actually getting on these trackers, who are actually trying to get on these trackers to increase their, fitness activity, people who are very sedentary and who are only exploring the tracker, they are actually falling off quite soon. But what is happening with people who are doing it for a purpose level, they are staying on it, but they are not feeling the same great feeling that they used to get after finishing a walk or a run, because they're constantly thinking that they are falling short. Secondly, it gives you like the same amount of exercise on a daily basis, and we all know that we don't feel the same way every day. Like today, I woke up, I felt great, I did a 5K run. Tomorrow, I might not be feeling so great. So the tracker is actually not keeping in mind my mood, my tiredness, my fatigue. In fact, imagine a tracker that is so smart, which can track my sleep as well as track my exercise, is not telling me in the morning that I didn't sleep well, so I should not be exercising well. Or that I have been exercising for 6 days a week and I have not taken a rest day. Even on Sunday, my tracker
Right?
will keep pushing me hard to constantly keep walking.
The
And as
rings.
doctors and physios, yeah, we know that it is so important to take a rest day. I keep telling this to my clients who push themselves, especially my athletes also, because if you're not resting, your muscles are not recovering. They are not, building up. That's where the buildup of the muscles happen. So my watch never tells me to rest. And I do not know whether to take it positively or negatively. Even on the times when I'm sitting and studying, it will tell me to keep moving, like you have not finished your 250 steps. So there are pros, but then the cons are getting so high. People do not know how to process this information. Suddenly, they are getting a lot of information. They are getting their heart rate all the time. They are getting their SpO2. SpO2 is a good thing, but getting a heart rate all the time, people are getting anxious about it. And I have known of people doing their ECGs 10 times on their watches because the new watches have come with the ECG. Guys, like, let the doctor do their job, let them do the ECG if and when required. I do not think that we are capable of either doing it accurately or being able to interpret the results for understanding it completely. Okay, so
Yeah, I
this,
know. I've worked with that set of people who constantly check their heart rate, who are like, okay, why is, and at times when the heart rate doesn't function, because it's a machine at the end of the day, they're wondering. I'm like, don't worry, the heart is beating, that's why you're alive. So that is what I tell them. Devraj had just commented, I am old school. Smartwatches are good to track the data and make changes. However, one must not depend on them. Absolutely, we can absolutely agree with you on that.
absolutely
It
agree.
you cannot depend on it. So thumbs up to you, my dear friend. And going on to my next question. Okay, this is pretty interesting because I have done a lot of research on this. I have been thinking. I've argued with you also on this. On this, apps are today giving workouts. You put in your goal and you're given a workout. They don't check your body condition. They don't check whether you're stiff, your muscles are tight, or whatnot. Okay. And your workout is just randomly given to you. They don't even check whether your muscle conditions or, whether you can have something like a knock knee or there are so many other things. As a therapist, you would itself know that people come in with, they don't know. And you, when you have a look at them, assess them, say, okay, you have this. And you will have to explain to them, okay, this is what this is. It's a minor thing, but it needs to be rectified before we start your workout. So what do you think, of such random workouts? What is your take on such random workouts? And you put in
Okay.
details and a workout is given without any assessment. What is your take? I really would like the viewers to know.
Yeah, I really don't understand how, without assessing a person completely, like going forward with a musculoskeletal assessment, checking their strength, flexibility, balance, posture, all these things need to be taken into account before going forward with giving anybody an exercise program. Okay. If I have not assessed, I do not know the baseline measurement. I mean, we all know, right, that to book a cab from A to B, you should know the A, right? And then the app does not know the A. So how is it going to help you reach B? So understanding the baseline is not happening. Okay. If you don't understand your baseline, you cannot do goal setting. So if you cannot do goal setting, you can't reach anywhere. Okay. You want to run, but you do not know where you stand today, whether you're a sedentary person or whether you are somebody who has been running for a regular period of time, or whether you have an injury on your knee. The app knows nothing about that. Okay. So setting goals and reaching those goals is very difficult this way. Secondly, there are many functional compensations which happen in our body. For example, when I go ahead with a foot assessment, I will be able to understand that yes, the forefoot is slightly turned inside and the back foot is slightly turned outside. So altogether, the body has compensated and the foot is functioning properly. But an AI will not be able to pick up this. Okay, and the AI might say that the foot is wrong, again giving us a nocebo effect, or the foot is not working properly. Okay, because they are not able to understand the in-depth knowledge that we doctors usually go through, before we actually make an assessment or we interpret the assessment that we have made. Thirdly, I would say there are so many compensatory movements happening in our regular workouts. Like, I think the clear example here is crunches. I don't think as a child I grew up seeing anybody do the crunches properly, except probably an athlete. Okay. And everybody has done it wrong. Everybody's bent their neck too much. So how is the AI really monitoring this? Does it even know whether this exercise they have given you, is it working on the right muscle? Or is it making you injury prone? Okay. So this is again a huge, huge problem. And again, coming to the first point, if you don't assess, okay, you cannot follow up because you do not know what information was there initially and what was there later. Like Prateek, in your case, we started running for 10K on a daily basis and you started to do very well. You improved on your time, you improved on your mileage. Initially, there was a little hiccups, but we improved that. And I knew your condition before. So I was able to do your assessment initially, follow up and tell you, no, now you're going to start running 5K and now you're going to start running on the stairs along with that. So only when I assess and only when I follow up do I know that your goals have now changed.
Correct.
And you are ready to go to the next step.
Absolutely.
Now, an AI will not be able to understand that. Or on days where you're not feeling well, I would tell you, let's take a rest day. Let's just go forward with a little walk, little mobility. We'll finish it, recuperate, rest and recuperate. Again, the AI won't know about it. And you had specific shoulder injuries, you had specific back, your sciatica problem was still persistent. There need to be specific exercises given for it. If the person does not understand these exercises, or how many times I actually have to ask someone, how many surgeries have you had in your past? And they'll keep telling, no, I don't remember. And then by the fifth time of asking the question, they will tell that, yeah, I had one surgery in my childhood, but I don't think that matters right now. That will be some ankle surgery or something. So a doctor is so persistent and so accurate with the information that they collect from their history. I don't think that the AI is doing the same job at this.
See, guys, I would add one thing. Like, as Dr. Mukherjee just said, I started moving onto the stairs. There was a time I went on the stairs before also, but my knees were not that great. I started getting knee pain. So I had to stop. And I went back. I got into a small rehab. Then I went back to running. And then she changed my entire leg workout. So even now, the plus point is why I'm able to do the stairs is touch wood, but I am being able because I have that leg strength. I have that entire strength and my legs have been conditioned so well. So that is why those workouts have made a difference. And even I didn't know this type of workout she gave me, she designed for me. There was something totally new, but they worked like a miracle for me. And something like a lunges, which I always ran away from. When somebody told me do lunges, I would say, give me some other workout. I'll do anything. I can't do the lunges because I remember my legs used to literally vibrate and shake when I used to do lunges. I have started doing lunges again after a long time. Honestly, now I look forward to doing lunges because my legs have become so strong. My legs are so fine. I'm able to, even do it with heavy weights and a good repetition. So that is what happens. See, I cannot expect this thing come from an app. I don't know whether, the same conditioning. When my legs were weak, she said, okay, don't do lunges. We'll do something else. And then she slowly prepped me and started making me move towards walking lunges when I had the strength for it. So, this is where regular, a check when you have a trainer, when they regularly check with you, this is the system that we follow. They keep assessing, okay, see, this is the improvement. This is where this person still has a problem. We need to work on it. Okay, this is improved. Next level, let's take the game up. That is what happens. That is where, that one-to-one touch or the one-on-one training counts. And I don't think that in AI or an app or something like that can give you that. At least this is what I personally feel. I could be wrong, but I somehow feel that because So many years of seeing people train, so many years of seeing workouts and everything, it's always, better one-on-one. Especially if you move towards an injury or something, having a one-on-one trainer is always better, because the trainer is able to, okay, this person has done something wrong. We need to take action immediately. An app cannot do that. They have the limitations. Okay. Now moving on to my next question, evidence-based training. Okay. How much I know this means research-based training. I do not have that much knowledge on this, so I'm not going to totally elaborate, because I know you will explain this to all of us. But my only thing when it comes to evidence-based training is, does evidence-based training fit in with these apps? Do they get along? Are the apps considering these evidence-based training? Could you explain this to the people out there?
Okay, so what is evidence-based training? See, initially you have to understand that how do we know as trainers, as coaches, as people that a biceps curl will be best for our biceps? Because somebody did the research many, many years ago. They were able to tell us that, yes, this is probably the best exercise and this is the form, this is the angle at which you're supposed to do it. Why did the research tell us this? So that we are able to get the maximum bang for our buck. That means that if your trainer, your coach, whether it be an AI trainer or coach or a regular trainer or coach, is not going through regular research and updating themselves, they might be giving you an exercise which is too old to bring about any benefit. I mean, imagine the kind of medicines that people used to take in the 1960s and see how much the medicines have changed now, because people are able to know what is the effectiveness of a particular medicine and what are the side effects. Same way, there were certain exercises. Again, I'm taking the example of the humble crunches, because we started to do that and we started to think that, okay, this is like the best ab exercise. And then I did a research review last week where I jotted down all of the exercises which are being given for all the core muscles individually. This was a 2020 research done, and crunches are nowhere to be found. Okay. Why? Because the cons of the exercise are so high. Secondly, with research, there was a new research done which found that instead of doing goblet squats, especially for people who had shoulder injuries, going forward with a front curl squat, holding the barbell in the front with the curled arms is actually a lot better, because it gives more stiffness to the back. It reduces your forward bending of the back. So the reason I am able to tell you all of this is because I have done my homework. I have read through the research. Okay. Now it's very important, because when I will be giving you an exercise, or anybody who has gone through the evidence will be giving you an exercise, they will be giving you the best exercise which has been proven through research will be working on you, rather than giving you a random set which was given 50 years ago. Okay. So understand why it is important. Secondly, these old exercises could be causing damage, just like taking an old medicine might be causing damage to you right now, and you want to take the best. I mean, we wouldn't even get into our cars if it is not like tried and tested and great, and there's a lot of research done behind it. Then why are we taking our health so lightly and doing whatever comes easy? Okay, I don't think we should be doing that at all. And it's very important to know. So AI has no chance of knowing this, because what is AI doing? It is taking your basic information. It is checking what exercises should be done in your demographic. For example, if you're 25 to 30 years old, it will check what is the other 1 million people, subscribers, doing in 25 to 30. It is basically going to just back check that data, give you like a random sort of the similar kind of exercises. So it is not going through the recent research. It is not able to understand, evaluate. Only a human brain is possible of doing that, checking which research will work, which research will not work. Because I will know as a doctor which research has a higher evidence. So that is the exercise. There is research for everything, but there is lower evidence and higher evidence.
Correct.
So that difference also the AI will not be able to understand. Okay, so we can feed it all the data. It will give us all the data, but it will not know which data to give preference to.
Guys, here I make a point. Now, Dr. Mukherjee has put this so beautifully, so amazingly. Here is what I say. See, every trainer has to keep upgrading themselves, keep updating themselves. I keep telling this repeatedly. You have to update yourself. If you're not going to update yourself, you won't understand how the trends are changing, how the new researches are working and things like that. It's as good as the medical field. Even doctors have to keep updating themselves, keep studying, keep actually going for exams and things like that, so that they're up to date with the latest trends, whatever's happening. If you're not going to keep up with that, you will just fall back. You just cannot keep relying on what was happening. See, even we people, as we've evolved, we have changed in every procedure. We keep evolving. Even something like a marketing sales, it keeps changing. So you have to keep upgrading. Your trainer, you have to assess by seeing how much he updates himself, how much he upgrades himself, how much he studies, like Dr. Mukherjee. So that is how I would put it out to you people. Okay. Now moving on to one of my last questions. Rather, this is the last question. Now, challenges that these apps make, it is filled. Okay, since 2022, suddenly I don't know what has happened. 21-day challenges. I sent you another challenge for the Valentine Day challenge. I don't know whether you who saw that or not. So I think now that is going to be the next challenge going on. But I think everybody is in a challenge mode. Blah 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 blah. It's just going like that. Okay, trackers and everything. Everybody uses gamification today. Yes, I know for a fact. I'm a person who's worked in gamification. I worked as a performance consultant in a company. The basic idea why we take performance and gamification is to increase an employee's morale. Okay, not, you competitive edge is, it's okay. I, respect that, but not creating a rivalry or something like that. Okay, unless it's a healthy rivalry. Okay, so my question stands here is this gamification, everything that is coming in. Do you think it is always positive? At times I think it is having a negative impact on people, because what happens is, when it is not framed and designed in a proper manner, people will say, yeah, just leave it. I'm not interested in this challenge. I'm not going anywhere close to it. You know why? Because he's had a sour taste. He's not been able to go ahead with it. And he's like, no, I'm not interested. So do you think these challenges are in the right method? What is your take, Dr. Mukherjee?
So, Pratik, from 2020 onwards, the maximum clients that I had, that I was seeing, who were having neck pains, back pains, knee pains, were actually not so much the sedentary people also, which I thought would be coming, to me. These people were the ones who were sedentary previously. They suddenly had a lot of time in their hands, and then they started working out. And initially they started working out as half an hour, but then they started doing all of these challenges online, and they were like, okay, I am doing this, HIIT for like 45 minutes a day, and then I'm doing a running for like 45 minutes a day. For somebody who was completely sedentary, has no training history ever, pushing their muscles to that level, and the rest of the day they are sedentary. They have to sit in front of a system, and they have to work 8-9 hours a day. So that level of exercise for somebody who is not used to exercise at all led to something called overtraining and overwork, which was seen initially a lot in athletes, and I used to see it in recreational athletes, but I started to see it in regular people since the pandemic started. Now, why did this happen? Because people suddenly saw somebody who was doing a challenge, who is probably an athlete or been in the fitness field for a very long period of time. So instead of showing their journey, like I started to do a split this way, or I started to do 100 push-ups a day this way, they gave it as a challenge for regular people. Now you have to understand the people who are watching you. Okay, if I say that I started studying for 6 hours, 8 hours a day and give it as a challenge, you cannot sit and study for 8 hours a day, because you come from a different background altogether. Okay, the same way, if I am showing you that I can go ahead with 100 burpees or 50 burpees, first of all, I hate burpees. So 50
Nobody
burpees
likes
as a
them.
challenge.
Nobody likes them.
So if I give you a challenge like that, and you are somebody who has been seated, your muscles are tight, stiff, they are not capable of doing that kind of exercise, and you push your body, you will end up injuring yourself. If not today, maybe after, days of doing the exercise, later on you try to do something very easy and you will injure yourself. Or you will be tired all the time, you will be fatigued, your muscles will be hurting, they will be sore. So overtraining and overwork is a huge problem which comes with gamifying exercise. I actually believe in the good effects of gamification. Okay, when I have worked with athletes on field and I do a warm-up session for them, it has been great. Everybody's really excited, but then you have to see that these people are that active. They have been
Absolutely.
exercising for at least 5 to 6 hours a day. So for them, gamification is very easy because everybody's at the same fitness level. Now, when you gamify things, not in an office, not on a field, but in
Yeah.
the entire world where I have a different fitness level, you have a different fitness level, if somebody tries and copies your exercise, like Pratik, we were talking about this, somebody copies your workout, they copy your exercise, they will not be doing that good. They will get
Absolutely.
injured because they didn't see your 2 years journey. So if they see that, okay, he's lifting like these many kilos, I should immediately go and lift this because this is a challenge. I don't think that we should be challenging and injuring our body like this.
Hmm.
Guys, we
Correct.
have to understand, we have to listen to our bodies. We have to see where is this person coming from. For example, is he a coach? Has he been working with athletes a lot? Of course, he can do 100 push-ups in one go. That is what his job is,
Hmm.
right? Your job is something very different. So you start with probably 10 push-ups and then slowly and steadily move on. Don't believe in all of these challenges because understand that people are coming from different walks of life. First of all, there is no shortcut to fitness. It took them years, it will take you years. Okay? Guys, it took Pratik years. I have been exercising since I was 15 years old. And then I studied about it, and I am still trying to get back into exercising properly. So it is a long, long run for us. You cannot get completely fit in 21 days if that is what the
Not
challenge is
possible.
saying. So guys, please make sure that we are not going ahead with this.
I've told this in one of my videos that I keep putting up. I love putting up these small, small videos nowadays. Guys, quick fixes, shortcuts are not going to last. The reason why people keep coming and putting back the weight on is because they've tried a quick fix. The quick fix will just give you a quick result, but it won't last the minute, you stop it or, you get back to regular life. That is why I keep saying, you have to put in the effort. As I said, it's taken me 2 years to reach where I have. I've worked with professionals. It's not that I sat and designed my workouts and things like that. I constantly keep calling them, keep understanding what it is, how it is, and then keep doing it. So you need that. You just can't think, it's going to happen overnight. And this is not us only saying. I know professional athletes, bodybuilding athletes who have quoted this in the video. There are no shortcuts. They have said it takes 2-3 years of practice. So it's coming from the best of the
True.
best people who have been world champions, people like that. You can guys have to go search for that, but then only you'll get the correct information. So, Dr. Mukherjee, we have come almost towards the end. So I think Devraj has said something. Comparison is deadly. I made the same mistake and got injured. I think Devraj, we all have somewhere or the other, learned from our mistakes. Even I have been there, so I know where you're coming from, friend. So, I have been there, so yes, I can see Dr. Mukherjee smile because she's been through that journey of mine. So
We've
coming,
all been through that journey. It was difficult for us. Like there was a day like that where running was difficult for me, exercising was difficult for me. It took years, guys. It always takes years for this.
absolutely, it takes years, it takes practice. Even if you go off the wagon to come back to the wagon, it takes you a little time. So give it in.
True.
And especially, if you're injured and things like that, you need to be very, very careful. The injury should not, go. So fitness is a lifestyle, one has to live with it daily. Absolutely. We have to live with it daily. We have to enjoy it. As I say, life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts. Okay. Now, towards the end of the session, we always have this tradition in the Hustling Muscle show. What is your punchline, Dr. Mukherjee, for today?
So today my punchline is assess, don't guess. Guys, when you go ahead with any kind of treatment, don't follow, like a regular pattern of exercise because that person is doing, I will also do. You have to assess your condition. Okay, go forward with the correct musculoskeletal assessments, go forward with the correct fitness assessments, understand what is your condition, what is your baseline, and then go ahead with exercise. Don't guess that I need to work on my core. How do you know that you need to work on your core? Where are you getting this information from? Okay, assess yourself, don't guess.
Okay. So today my template is a little different. Okay. Now I'm going to involve Dr. Mukherjee, in today's, my punchline today. Dr. Mukherjee, what is a template?
It's like a set of information, like it could be a set of media or
Yeah,
whatever. You put in your information there.
it's a static common thing, a template. It's
Correct.
given to everybody. When you have a job orientation and you sit for a job orientation, everybody is given one static template. Okay, this is how it is. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is the procedure. Now, why I say template is when you look at AI trainers, when you look at these devices, when you look at all these new technology thing that are coming up, trackers and ABC, they all give us a template. Each one of us get the same template. Irrespective, you can be of 30 waist or you can be of 46 waist size. You'll get the same template from them. Okay. It's a generic plan. That is why most of these plans, this is, I am saying, guys, fail, I feel. That is why these plans don't work out. Even if they show results, they show temporary, quick fix results, which don't last, which are not sustainable, which are not realistic. I hope I'm right, Dr. Mukherjee over here.
Yes. Yes.
And we pay hundreds and thousands of rupees for this, and at the end of it, it is not helping us build muscles. It's not helping us improve or sustain our fitness or sustain our weight loss. No wonder I feel at times, people get demotivated and, they say, weight loss is a myth. That's how I love saying weight loss is a myth. It's not going to happen for me. I wonder. Guys, you need specific plans. You need plans that suit you. You need professionals to help you, like Dr. Mukherjee and many others who are out there. You need, correct professionals to help you understand your body, who understand what you require, where your body condition is, how to improve it, and what are the best workouts for you. That's how it works. Okay, so that's going to be my punchline. These gadgets, this thing, and all your apps, and all, it's a template that they're giving you. Templates don't work for everybody. Okay, so that is my punchline for today. I hope I was right here, Dr. Mukherjee. So I
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you. I thank you so much for joining us again today at the Hustling Muscle Show, and I hope to see you
Thank you
next
so
week
much.
again. I hope to see you next week again. And it was a great conversation with you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening ahead. Everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be resharing this video on my wall. It'll be on Dr. Mukherjee's wall also. You guys can have a look at it again. If you want, you can forward it to your friends if you like it. And if you have actually enjoyed the video, do like it, do share it with your friends, and do follow Dr. Mukherjee, do follow me. We'll keep putting up things. And if you have any queries, if you have any doubts, do DM us. We would love to help you guys. So guys, this is Dr. Mukherjee and Hustling Muscle signing out of the Hustling Muscle Show. Thank you so much, Dr. Mukherjee.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, guys.